I never imagined that one letter could completely destroy the way I saw my family. I never imagined that one envelope, tucked away in a dusty box, could tear apart the life I thought I understood. But that's exactly what happened. And the truth still haunts me every single day. It all began on a quiet Sunday afternoon. I had gone into the attic of my parents' house, a place filled with old boxes, broken furniture, and memories no one cared to remember. The air smelled of dust and forgotten years. I was searching for nothing in particular, just trying to escape my thoughts. That's when I saw it, an old wooden box tucked in the corner, covered in a thin blanket. Something about it felt strange. My father never liked anyone touching his things, especially things stored in the attic. I hesitated, but curiosity won. I pulled the box closer, brushing away the dust. My hands trembled as I opened the lid. Inside there were papers, photographs, and one envelope that looked different from the rest. It was yellowed with age, the handwriting faded but still clear. My father's name was written on the front. The seal had already been broken, but the letter inside was neatly folded, as if it had been read countless times. I should have put it back. I should have respected the privacy of a man who was no longer alive to defend his secrets. But I couldn't. I slid the paper out and began to read. The first line stopped my breath. My dearest, I know you can never forgive me for what I have done, but I pray one day you will understand. I froze. The words weren't written by my mother. The handwriting belonged to someone else, another woman. I kept reading, my chest tightening with every word. The letter spoke of love, of nights spent together in secrecy, of promises whispered in the dark. It was filled with passion and longing, words that belonged to lovers, not strangers. The letter revealed a truth I was never prepared to face. My father had been living a double life. My vision blurred as I read her confessions, her fear of being discovered, her pain of loving a man who could never truly be hers. And then the worst part, she mentioned me. She mentioned watching me play in the yard, smiling at me from a distance, aching to reach out but knowing she couldn't. I dropped the letter, my body shaking. What did she mean by that? Who was she to me? I picked it back up, forcing myself to continue. That's when the truth hit me like a thunderclap. She wrote, "He promised me that one day he would tell you the truth, that I am your real mother. But until that day comes, I will remain a shadow in your life." The words pierced me deeper than any knife ever could. My knees buckled, and I sank to the floor, the letter trembling in my hands. My real mother? My father had lied my entire life? The woman I had called Mum all these years wasn't the one who gave birth to me. The attic walls seemed to close in on me. I couldn't breathe. My childhood flashed before my eyes. Birthdays, school events, family dinners, all the moments where I thought we were happy, normal, whole. All of it was shattered with a single letter. I stumbled downstairs, the letter clutched in my fist. My mother was in the kitchen, humming softly as she stirred a pot on the stove. She turned and smiled when she saw me, but her smile faded when she noticed the paper in my hands. Her face drained of colour. She didn't even ask what I was holding. She knew. She knew exactly what I had found. "Where did you get that?" she whispered, her voice trembling. "The attic," I said, my voice breaking. "Tell me it isn't true. Please tell me this isn't true." She didn't speak. Her eyes filled with tears, and she sank into a chair. For a long moment, the only sound was the boiling pot on the stove. Finally, she whispered, "I always hoped you would never find out." My world crumbled. The woman I had loved as my mother admitted it. She wasn't the one who brought me into this world. She had raised me, yes. She had cared for me, yes. But she wasn't my biological mother. The silence was unbearable. I wanted to scream, to demand answers, to tear the truth from her lips. Instead, I collapsed into a chair across from her, the letter between us like a loaded gun. "Who was she?" I demanded. "Why didn't you ever tell me?" She wiped her tears and tried to steady her voice. "She was someone your father loved, someone he couldn't let go of, even after he married. Me. She gave birth to you, but she wasn't strong enough to raise you. She left, and I took her place." The words cut through me. My entire existence was built on lies. I wanted to hate her. I wanted to hate them both. But as I looked at her, This woman who had fed me, clothed me, loved me through every scraped knee and broken heart. I couldn't. She wasn't my mother by blood, but she was my mother in every way that mattered. Still, the betrayal burned. I needed answers, and the only person who could give them was gone. My father had taken the truth to his grave, leaving me with nothing but questions and a single letter. That night I couldn't sleep. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, the letter replaying in my mind like a nightmare. Who was my real mother? Was she still alive? Did she ever think of me? Or was I just a mistake she had tried to forget? Days turned into weeks, but the questions never left. I began searching, through old records, through family photos, through anything that might give me a clue. And slowly, piece by piece, I began to uncover the life my father had kept hidden. I found photographs of a woman I had never seen before, beautiful, with eyes that looked hauntingly familiar. In one picture, she was standing beside my father, their hands intertwined, their smiles radiant. They looked happy, happier than I had ever seen my parents together. I stared at her face for hours, tracing her features, wondering how much of her lived in me. My heart ached with a strange mix of longing and anger. The more I learned, the more conflicted I became. Part of me wanted to find her, to demand answers, to understand why she had left me behind. But another part of me feared the truth, that maybe she never wanted me at all. Weeks later, I received a package in the mail. No return address, just my name scrawled across the front. Inside was another letter. My hands trembled as I unfolded it. It was from her, my real mother. She wrote that she had always loved me, but circumstances had forced her to leave. She said giving me up was the hardest thing she had ever done, but she believed it was the only way I could have a better life. Her words should have comforted me, but instead, they tore me apart. She had been out there all along, watching from a distance, yet she never came back. She never fought for me. I don't know if I'll ever forgive her. I don't know if I'll ever truly understand the choices my parents made. But I do know this. One letter changed my life forever. It ripped away the illusions I had clung to and forced me to see the truth, no matter how painful. And now, every time I look in the mirror, I wonder whose eyes are staring back at me, hers or mine. Because in the end, blood may tell you where you come from, but love tells you who your family really is.